Beast Wars. Running from 1996 and as late as 2001, this was my childhood line. Yes, I have a lot of nostalgia for the bombastic Generation 2, but this is the line where I started getting the figures myself. Because of this, Beast Wars will always have a special place in my heart, and I want to share that with all of you. So welcome to Beast Wars Backtrack. Hello everyone, and welcome to another Beast Wars Backtrack. Today we are looking at the basic class Predacon Insecticon. This is another one of my childhood Transformers, and as you can see, I don't really have the package anymore, but I do have parts of it. I have the transformation instructions from the back, the tech spec card, and the little UPC proof of purchase barcode thing, because it had his name on it, so I figured why not save it. So yeah, like I said, this is one of my childhood Transformers, and I thought I'd show it off to you as well. Let's take a quick look at the tech spec. So we got a strength of 6, intelligence of 7, speed of 5, endurance of 5, rank of 5, courage of 4, firepower of 6, and skill of 5. The secret weapon location is the weapons under wing become crossbow. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They could have worded that better. And down here we have Predacon Insecticon, function surveillance. Sonar sensitive antennae locate and track enemy maximals, infiltrating Predacon battle perimeters. Internal radar beacon emits low-frequency signal to alert others. When hungry for battle himself, this insidious insect uses his crossbow to cripple enemies, then drag them to their doom with his monstrous mandibles. Wow, that makes him sound pretty vicious. And look at this illustration of him. He's super organic and pointy looking. I would have loved to see somebody like this in the show. This guy obviously was not in the show. And I think it's kind of a shame because his overall character design is really, really cool. And transformation, as you're going to see, is super simple. During the early days of Beast Wars, pretty much all of the basic class Transformers were spring-loaded transformation. And we'll show that off in just a little bit. So it's just push down a part, and he's transformed, and then shows how to pull out the weapons and get him ready for action. So here is his self in beast form, and I kind of dig the colors on this. He is a dark blue with this sort of bright green, other parts with painted red eyes, and he looks very much like a real insect. They did a really good job molding this guy. He doesn't have a whole lot of poseability. None of these legs are articulated. You have some articulation here, but that's just the robot arms, as we're about to see. And you can open and close the mandibles a little bit, but not much. You can also open up the back shell, which I always thought was really cool. There's no wings or anything underneath it. It's mainly just for accessing that. But it's a neat feature to have. I also like how they put these lines on here to kind of change up the texture and sort of finish of this. So you have this smooth, sparkly finish here, and then with the striations here, it flattens it out considerably, even though it uses the exact same plastic. Very cool design element, if you ask me. But let's go ahead and do transformation. And to do that, we just basically force that down, and then it just springs everything down into position. Kind of push him down to kind of get everything finished. Flip his feet down. And there he is. Simple, effective. I dig it. Let's see if I can get some more light on him, because he's super dark and these lights are not showing anything. Because he's got a lot of nice detail. Hopefully you guys can see that better than it looks like on my camera viewfinder. Anyway, so now his colors shift more to primary green than the primarily of the blue. And you got these red accents here of the spot on his head and then the red eyes. It almost looks like maybe they had planned on doing some light piping and then ended up just making it a paint application or something, which is a little weird, but it looks cool. And then you have this sort of lighter green, white color on what can only be assumed to be sort of like teeth or something, just making him look even more menacing. And I love the sort of organic, greebly texture that we got going on here. Just really cool. Articulation-wise, his head is on, I think, a little bit of a ball joint, so you get a little bit of rotation and expression. Shoulder is on a ball joint, but the insect legs will affect things a little bit. Elbow is a ball joint, which gives you 90-degree bend. Nothing at the wrist, nothing at the waist. You can kick up pretty good with his hips being at a ball socket joint. Can go out. Cannot go back, though. Knees are a ball socket joint, which allows for a little less than 90-degree bend, but a semblance of a boot cut. And then you have some ankle articulation back and forth, but that's about it. So, impressive for the time, not as impressive nowadays. Next up, we can open up his back area and pull out the pieces of the crossbow. Come on. You can also see the spring from his transformation mechanism. Then these parts just knock him over and ruin the entire shot. They come together like that, and then you flip this out. And then it's just a little peg that goes in his hand. Going to be careful with it because don't want to accidentally snap that peg because that looks fragile. But I've always thought that the weapon was kind of cool because a crossbow is kind of an interesting weapon, particularly for, a transformer. And it feels right for him because he's all spindly legs and jaws everywhere. So to have a crossbow with spindly bits sticking out, it just seems right. And yeah, he's just a neat looking guy. I'd recommend him for anybody who likes Transformers or likes Beast Wars characters. The main things to be mindful of, though, is that his articulation is limited, partly due to the time, and because of his spring-loaded transformation, that also limits his articulation. It's also something that has the potential to fail. I have a couple of spring-loaded Transformers that don't really transform anymore because the spring mechanism has fallen apart. This guy is obviously just fine. Let's do some quick comparisons. So here's Tigatron, Deluxe Class, next to him. And here's Polar Claw, Mega Class, next to him. As you can see, this guy is positively tiny. But that's okay. He's an insect. It feels right. That's the main thing I can say about this guy, is everything about him just kind of feels right. And yeah, I dig him a lot. Get a little bit closer on him. So yeah, that has been a review. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff. Check the description below for links to my storefront where you can get official shelf space t-shirts and more. And yeah, thank you again, and I'll see you the next time you invade my shelf space.